Hello friends, my name is Olga. I'm a mature medical student from Ukraine, and this week I have examination. It is a very hard week for me because while my evacuation from Ukraine, I didn't do every task because I was in the road, and now these days I'm trying to finish everything, to do all tasks, and tomorrow, and the day after tomorrow I will have examination, and because we are studying remotely, and it is like my situation. But anyway, of course, when I have some free time, when I try to relax a little bit, I always watch about information about Ukraine, and today I have very important information I want to share with you. Maybe you remember that video with Putin and I told you also in my previous video that Putin told he command to stop attack Azovsteel. Azovsteel, it is huge plant in Mariupol. Mariupol is surrounded city, and this plant for producing steel, it is very huge. It is one fourth part of whole city Mariupol. So it's maybe 25, not less than 25% of the territory of Mariupol. It is this huge plant, Azovsteel, and so. Before this day, Russians can't capture this plant, and they already said that the Mariupol is taken. Mariupol is under their control, but it was lie, because how they can say so if the 25% of the territory not under their control and controlled by Ukrainian army. Yesterday, some civilian people, only some of them was evacuated by Ukrainian army, but by some representatives of Polk Azov. And today and maybe yesterday evening, I received information that under Azovsteel, a lot of smoke, huge fire. And now I'm listening the news that before, maybe yesterday, maybe this night, was very strong bombardments. A lot of bombs fell on the Azovsteel from the airplanes, and just now Russians started to attack Azovsteel. So they tried to capture Azovsteel and destroys Ukrainian soldiers. It is what happens now. So they don't want them to stay alive, unfortunately. And I don't know, I'm not sure about civilian people, because yesterday was information that only 100 of people left the territory, was evacuated from Azovsteel. But I know that it was more than 100 of civilian people on the territory, with kids, with teenagers, with even babies who was born, and while this war. I don't know what will happen now with them, but it is very sad and news for me. I want to watch this information. Of course, I cannot, I cannot waste a lot of time for that, but anyway, I think it is very important to share with you, because as I told you before, that Putin told that he will not let Russian soldiers attack Azovsteel, and as always he lied, and it is his nature, I think, because he always say opposite things. When he say that they will not do something, that they always do that. So unfortunately, such news we have for today. And why it is happens, I think, why he told that he will stop, he commanded stop this attack, and why they attack Azovsteel. Actually, when he told that he care about his life of his soldiers and command to stop this attack on Azovsteel. I think that he wanted to throw more powers, more that military units from Azovsteel to the other directions, because he wanted to capture more territories of Donbass. Not all Donbass is under Russian control, not all Luhansk and Donetsk regions captured by Russians, so up to 9th of May, the day of the Russian victory under fascism and Nazism, he wanted to show some victory, but you know that it is 6 days left, or even 5 if we talk not with if this day will not be included, 9th of May. So not much time, and now he understood that he cannot even, you know, capture whole territories of Donbass, and it didn't work. So he actually, up to this day, he will have some speech, and he should say to his people something, to his nation. And actually for him it's necessary to get at least some tiny victory. He wanted to capture whole Ukraine, it didn't work. He wanted to capture Kiev, it didn't work. He wanted to capture at least the left bank, left part of Ukraine, because, for example, if we watch on the map of Ukraine, the Dnipro river is a huge river, it's the biggest river of Ukraine. It's like divides Ukraine on the left part and right part. So he wanted to capture at least left part of Ukraine, and did it work. Then he, maybe closer to these days, he when he commanded to stop attack Azovsteel, his goal was to capture at least the administrative region, that Luhansk and Donetsk Oblast or regions in their all, you know, borders, and it didn't work. So he cannot even get even a small victory up to this 9th of May, the day of the victory, and he should say something to his people. So at least he can capture Mariupol, this poor, small, not that big city. At least he can destroy and capture Azovsteel and kill 2,000 of Ukrainian soldiers that left on that land. I'm not sure about the numbers, but approximately such a number I heard from Ukrainian official sources. So for him it is to capture Mariupol. It is some kind of tiny victory, but he can speak about it, you know, to his nation, to Russians. Why I think so? Because we received news that on that some main streets of Mariupol that are already under Russian control, they started to paint by white paint some measures of pavement. It is like sign, you know, when people from the 1st of May, people do like general cleaning in the streets, and in Ukraine and former USSR Republic, people usually use white paint to measure some pavements, to measure some trees. It is like old-fashioned, I don't know, habit. Not all young people, young generation use that, but it is stayed, you know, a lot. So they doing this in the center of Mariupol, and our journalists said that they want to create, not that maybe some maybe they want to create some picture for television that in Mariupol happens some, you know, how to say, the celebration of that the city is already freed. I don't know how it could be freed if it is destroyed completely on the 19%. Its buildings, there is no people, and they will celebrate there something. They will brings some people, as I told in some previous videos. They usually use some actors, this Russian people or people from, for example, captured Donbass territory, and they will give them some flags, Russian flags, and they will create, like a movie, like a picture. There's a lot of people, they're happy, they thankful for Russia that the Mariupol is freed. So they can create something like that, and also they will pretend the same in Kherson region, and Kherson city is still captured. Near that city still hot fights, and Ukrainian army quite strong there. But anyway, the city under Russian control still, so they're doing the same. They paint white the pavements. They brought some Russian books for schools. They brought Russian money, rubles, and they try to make people use rubles instead of Ukrainian money, hryvnia. And people there refuse to use rubles, because people used to Ukrainian, money, and they try to also try to create this, system to give the Russian passports to young people, to people who already have Ukrainian passports. They try to to make the Russia, so to create the signs of Russian authorities, and also they want to create it up to 9th of the May. So this is also they doing this in the smaller cities and towns like Berdyansk, Melitopol, and other cities around. Unfortunately, that they will try to create the picture that they the territory of the Donetsk and Luhansk People's Republic become wider, and their territory is increased, and this territory freed from Ukrainians Nazis. And it is funny that I cannot mention about this interview with Italian narrator. Everybody is talking about this narrator on Italian television. Was talking to the Minister of International Cases. I don't know how it will be in English properly, but international cases of Russia, Lavrov, and Sergei Lavrov, and the Italian narrator asked Lavrov, why you calling Ukrainian people Nazis, because actually their president even have Jewish roots, and they cannot be Nazis because in Ukraine actually not any problems with nations, and everybody don't care about your nation, about it is completely insane that Russians always tell that Ukraine is a Nazist country and it should be freed. And so this narrator asked him, and Lavrov told that actually yes, Zelensky is Jewish, but actually he can be the same Jewish person and the Nazist at the same time. And actually Adolf Hitler also was some part of his blood was Jewish. So it was so strange expressions that actually I think that and they told before something against Zelensky, that he is a sly Jewish person, that he is bad, that he cannot follow and do what Moscow wants. So he is bad Jewish because he don't want to cooperate with Moscow and actually give up and give to Moscow Ukraine. And it is insane, speech and insane opinion and expressions that people in Israel, and they were very shocked about such an opinions Lavrov told on the Italian television. and it is it is very strange to think about nationality while you just you know, kill simple people in Mariupol, for example, or near Kiev, or on Donbass and other regions. People, they just come and they just shoot, especially men, because men can, you know, carry weapon and be like soldiers too, and they don't care about, no one asks their nationality. So it is just a war to capture Ukrainian territory and to capture Ukraine. And these expressions against Jewish people, it is the second crazy opinion of Russian how to say, government and president especially. And they actually preserved it from maybe USSR times, because in USSR times I remember that was no any, you know, rules that Jewish are, you know, bad, or Jewish cannot allow do something. But I remember I was too small when USSR you know, disappeared, but I remember that expression, that actually, and that information, that in times of USSR, people who there was a mark, a sign in every passport, your nationality, and it was very important, you know, information. And if the administration of USSR, of any republic, saw that it is Jewish, or they saw the, for example, Jewish last name or first name, so they create a lot of difficulties for such a people. These people cannot be allowed to, for example, receive higher education. For them it was very complicated. They tried to, you know, enter universities in some small, you know, smaller cities, or they try to get some not popular specialty, or they try to change their name or last name. But it was a problem some for Jewish people in USSR, and I think that this type of attitude to Jewish people stayed in Russia, as they much more like connected with the USSR culture, so they preserved much more than Ukraine, because for Ukrainians, USSR and traditions of USSR, it's something connected with history. It was, you know, in the past we had a lot of events after USSR was, you know, disappeared as a country. So for Ukrainians it doesn't matter these things, but I think that for Russians, for Russian government, for Putin, it's important if this person is Jewish, so they pay attention to that, and they think that it is not a good person, that it is sly person, that, you know, have some, you know, bad features, and that's why they talking so much about the nationality of Zelensky, of our president. But personally, for me and for a lot of people, we don't care about his nationality. We have war, and actually we have a lot of problems. And if this person wants to help Ukraine, and actually he works a lot, and he, I think, one of the best presidents, and we watching that what he is doing, but everyone don't care about his nationality. But I think for Lavrov, for Putin, it is very important to mention that he is Jewish, Zelensky is Jewish, so that's why he is so bad, and Ukrainian and Ukrainians are nazists. So I think that it is just another crazy idea, and they just try to think up why and to find this reason, you know, why they actually started this war with Ukraine, and they just think up why Ukraine is so bad, why they want to find, you know, this explanation for themselves. But anyway, this was my a little bit some distraction from the main theme, from the main goal of this video about the this attack on Mariupol today, unfortunately, and we don't know what will happen with the soldiers. Of course, maybe they will die. I don't know what to think about what may happen. Maybe our government and Zelensky will think up something how to rescue them, because the soldiers there from inside the Azovsteel in Mariupol, they said that Zelensky and the representatives of the government they call each other every day. So Zelensky call them and they call Zelensky, and they communicate every day from that Azovsteel and Kiev, and so maybe he will try to help them, these guys, to get out from there, maybe by sea, I don't know. I hope so. I hope that they will be rescued somehow, because these guys, they're truly heroes, and our people and Zelensky and every Ukrainian understand that they are truly heroes, and I think that we will do everything to rescue them, to try to help them, and I have such a wish, and I hope that it will happen, that they will be rescued somehow. I don't know how it can be performed, because I don't know all information about it, but I have such a strong wish, and I think that every Ukrainian have this now. And I think that the most important news will be what will happen up to 9th of the May, this so-called day of the Russian victory under Nazism. But so far they look like they are Nazis themselves. Anyway, I see that this video is quite long. I wanted to make it shorter, but anyway, I wanted to tell you a little bit more, a little, my opinions and my information I have. So I think that I will end this video. I should learn. I should prepare some tasks for and complete them for tomorrow and for my exams. So thank you for watching. I hope that this information was interesting and useful for you, and see you next time. Bye.